Well, my friends, we're 700 days in, and finally we can expertise this ultimate gathering commander, Seondeok. Stick around for a full review of the commander and unlocking that sweet, sweet expertise skill. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today we're going to be expertising Seondeok, who is one of the very best gatherers in Rise of Kingdoms. If you like Rise of Kingdoms guides that help you get value and smash your enemies, consider smashing that subscribe button for daily Rise of Kingdoms videos. Today's video has been sponsored by the makers of World War Do. Let me give you a quick look at this game that I really enjoy. Looking for something to do after you've sent out your gatherers in Rise of Kingdoms? Well, guess what? Have I got the game for you. In World War Do, you go head-to-head with another player in a fast-paced, action-packed battle where you try to take out the other commander or their towers. But look out, if they take out you or your towers, you lose. I like that in this game, you're building a collection of cards, you figure out which ones make for the best plays, sickest combos, and then you rock those sweet emojis and dance your way to victory. If you're interested in quests, oh, have I got quests for you. Quests on quests and rewards on rewards. In the season pass, you've got 19 days left to get in on season 1, the ground level, folks. And guess what? We've even got room in our club. And every month we hold a competition where we give away gems. Yes, baby, gems. In-game to the top people who rank here. Last month, we awarded the top 6 placements. That's right, the top 6 placements in our club. We'll flash those up on the screen. Congratulations to last month's winners. And this month, it could be you. Oh yeah, and the winners also got the Commander-in-Chief skin. Can't forget that. And there'll be a new skin we give away this month. Simply get into the top 3. And you know what? If one of the top 3 is last month's winner, then we'll just award them and award somebody else too, okay? So we will award up to 6 people for top placements in World War Do just for being in our club and pushing rank. Get in on this action. At some point in the future, there's going to be a tournament with a huge cash prize, which I look forward to competing in when that happens. So get in on the action now. Use the link above my head to download the game, and anything you do purchase in-game does support the channel, so I appreciate you're using the link to download and having a grand old time in World War Do. All right, my friends, let's go expertise Seondeok. The time has finally come. Before we do a quick review of her skills, because actually they're deceptively good, and you might be wondering, well, Chisgule, is this a commander that you could use in combat? Very briefly, the first skill does 1,400 direct damage factor and reduces the rage of the target by 100. Overall, that's actually a really solid active skill. From that alone, this looks very promising. The problem is the next couple skills. This is for gathering only. It mostly helps for gold, giving you 30% gold gathering speed at max, and all other resources get a 20% boost. Now look, great gathering commander. 3 of the skills, however, are not necessarily gathering related. This one, the third skill, gives you 30% health and defense when gathering at a resource point. So I suppose technically it's gathering related, but this is really more of a combat thing. You don't need this when you're gathering to gather any faster. This is very solid. One more combat skill and you're looking pretty good here. And amazingly, we have another combat skill on this commander. The 4th skill, Incisive, gives you 1,000 damage factor, and there's a 10% chance to have that happen from your normal attacks. Well, that's really good. That's like El Cid's 2nd skill levels of good. Seondeok actually has a lot of good tools here. The challenge is you have to be gathering in a resource node, and then they have to attack you there. I mean, there's a part of me that really kind of wants to find a way to troll with all siege units in a resource node and the ruins. I think that would be really funny, right? Like you just go and KVK to the ancient ruins or altar of darkness, and you plant that Seondeok in one of these different resource nodes on the enemy side of the map and hope they attack you. But the problem is you have to have them attack you, and you have to have siege units, which is, I mean, maybe I'll do it for the trolls. Maybe I'll do it for the trolls and the lols. But if you like this video, I don't know, how many likes do I need on this? 1,000, and maybe I'll try to make a march of T5 siege units and put them in a resource point and make a video of it. That would be funny. But let's get back to Seondeok. Let's get back to Seondeok, because if her last skill was combat oriented, if this expertise was combat oriented, I would say, you know what, you've got a commander you could totally use for combat. She's just a little weird because you got to bring siege units. However, the last skill over here, increase the load of siege units by 30% and grants an additional 10% resources when gathering is complete. That's the one I'm most interested in. I send this commander to go to the Gold Alliance Resource Center, and yeah, 10% more resources seems really good, whether she's in the Resource Center or somewhere else. So all in all, a solid commander. I don't really think she's a combat-oriented commander. I don't think you should use her for that. I do think it would be very funny if I had a level 60 Cleopatra to, like, use her, and then, I don't know, if you're at a resource point in a map here, you get another 50% attack and defense if I use Cleopatra. This is not actually a thing. It's not actually a thing, but if I had infinite gold stars, I would really want to test that. Let's go and expertise Seondeok and unlock this sweet, sweet extra resource goodness. We're going to smash that upgrade button. Boom. And finally, after so long, we expertise this commander. Here we go. The expertise skill now available. Honoring the Heavens. It's kind of an awesome name for an expertise skill. I like the name of this. And there you have it. A 100% fully maxed out Seondeok. This, by the way, is our 19th legendary that we've expertised, which is kind of nuts. We're on the doorstep of expertising Mehmed. We're on the doorstep of expertising Ishida. And before KVK opens, we're going to expertise 2 or 3 or 4 more commanders, which is kind of insane. We've got the sculptures to go and do that, and yeah, we're going to be using them. So if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing for daily Rise of Kingdoms videos. If I go in and look at the talents here, this would be my strong recommendation for a build for gathering for Seondeok. I would recommend first going up to the more the better. After you've done that, make your way around to superior tools. And the last thing I put points in is modified axle to give you a little bit more march speed with those siege units. Now, if you were going to make that really super troll army that I was talking about earlier that brings all siege and sits in a resource node, which I think is a hilarious idea, you're going to use Cleopatra as the primary. Let me tell you exactly why. You're going to go into the talents. You're going to go and you're going to get Rejuvenate, which is going to give you massive amounts of rage gen. You're going to go, and of course, along the way, you're getting Hasty Departure, so you can actually leave resource nodes quickly once you get into a bad situation, which, like, man, people are going to see these siege units, and it's going to be really funny. You're also going to get Expert Design, which gives you attack, defense, and health of siege units. These are, like, the best talent points in the game. Like, 3 talent points for the amount of stats you're getting here, 18% of stats for 3 talent points is unbelievable for siege units, okay? Then you're going to go over here. You're going to pick up your emergency protection. You might put a point into Cage of Thorns. I think that would be fine for a little bit of utility from a slow. From there, you definitely want to make your way over to get defensive formation. When you're reduced to 50% strength, increase the defense of your siege units by another 15%, which is insane. You do want to get the troop capacity, and the downside of using a Cleopatra primary is that, gosh darn it, she's got the integration tree here, which is not very amazing. She's got the integration tree, which generally benefits you for containing multiple types of troops. You really only want to have siege. I suppose that theoretically you could bring a couple non-siege, though. Theoretically you could bring non-siege, but if I remember correctly, see, Seondeok requires you to have all siege. So for this plan, what you're going to do is you're going to go and get fresh recruits. You're going to get Steely Soul. You're going to ignore these talent points over here, Armored to the Teeth and Armed to the Teeth, even though it will be tempting to make your way up to Ares Blessing. A pretty funny build, a pretty funny combo. If there was another support commander you could use to pull this off, I don't know. I mean, this active skill, like, it actually is pretty legit for all your nearby allies. 400 healing factor, 15 defense. That's pretty legit. And 100% of stats is honestly, like, okay, she's only got 2 skills that are sort of combat oriented, right? But this skill over here is kind of like 2 skills in and of itself. She's technically got 3 skills worth of good stuff in here. 50% of stats is nuts, y'all. That's a lot. That's a lot. I kind of want to go do this, but I don't think I will. But I'm tempted. If there was some other commander you could use, theoretically, you could explore the idea of doing this with Ishida, and you could use Ishida as the primary. The downside is that he doesn't really want to be the primary. He should be the secondary to sort of boost active skill damage. And he does have a combat-oriented expertise skill, which is kind of nice, but I just don't think he's got the raw horsepower you'd need for this siege gathering ridiculousness in the altars or ancient ruins. I suppose if there's some other support commander you could look at, I guess the leadership tree would be more compelling. You could try out Ethelfled. I think she wants multiple troop types as well, though. So, you know, even Ethelfled does not fit the bill. Who could we use here? Khan, you'd gotta have all cavalry. You know, you want infantry with Alexander the Great. That doesn't really make any sense. You know, I mean, I'm looking through here and like, yeah, I think you've got to use the Cleo combo. The Cleo Seondeok combo. If you had them both expertise and high enough level. But gosh bless if you want to commit 700 stars to putting a 6-star Cleopatra on the field. I mean, I'd love to see it. Let me know in the comments if you give this a shot or if you enjoyed this video. I had fun making this for you. This commander, I'm eager to get the value from and kind of eager to go troll with. I guess an Ark of Osiris, like, this is kind of nice that she's a decent combat commander and she's got all these stats. And I suppose it would qualify as a resource point, right? It would be a resource point at the map when you're gathering an Ark, but it's neither here nor there for most players. You just gather with this commander, and that's good enough. Throw a like on this video if you were at all entertained, and until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.